Okay, it's December 4th, 2021. I think I've got a point here. Got a new phone and I've missed the last 4 or 5 points I've picked up because I can't figure out how to run the video for some reason. But hopefully I'm doing it right now. This is fossiliferous chert. Looks like kind of a bluish speckled fossiliferous chert. Probably a late archaic stem piece since that's all I've ever found on this site. But we'll see what we got here. Oh, that's a nice little point. May be late archaic, but it's not your classic late archaic stemmed. Looks more like it's grading into a motley, or maybe a little earlier, like a side notch from middle archaic. I'll have to clean it up and see what I got. At least I was right on the fossiliferous chert part. A lot of times when you're looking for points, you'll notice the daggone road goes right through the middle of the site and cuts it in half, and that's what's happened right here. The reason for that is roads obviously try to go on top of the ridges, and most of the sites are on top of the ridges where the drainage is good. So I have one site where I found a full grooved axe 5 feet on the north side of the road, and I found a 3/4 grooved axe 5 feet on the south side of the road, and Lord knows what the road took out in between. So this is another one of those cases. And in this particular place, the road and the electric box sit right in the middle of the best part of the site. Just came down to make sure he wasn't up to no good, and he left when he saw me coming, didn't get out of his vehicle. I wish I knew what was right in the middle of this hump that the road took out, but I just walked over here, took a glance, and you'll see out there a bifurcated point. It's either like a Kirk stem or some type of an early archaic bifurcate, but I could see it without even getting in the field. It's just so obvious. It's heat treated Indian Creek chert, so it's a reddish color. Indian Creek chert can be real grainy or it can be super high quality. It's usually tan, but it can get every color of the rainbow, especially when it's heat treated. A lot of people speculate that it is a form of Wyandotte chert or hornstone or Harrison County flint, as people in Indiana call it. It can be really high grade, but this is a heat treated piece of Indian Creek chert. I can't tell if it's all there or not, but it's some type of bifurcate, and it's just laying out there in the field. Okay, there it is. It looks like the tip is broken or else it's blunted off. I'm not sure which, but I'm going to pick it up now. Nice little point. It does look like it has a little bit of tip damage. I don't think it's a blunt or hafted scraper, but I'll have to clean it up and see. Okay, here's that point I just found by the road. I'm showing you it cleaned up. One of my buddies said I ought to put that on my videos. I don't have any comments on my videos because the reason I did that is I had a video one time, some guy put some totally unrelated, inappropriate crap, and I thought, you know, there's kids that might be looking at my videos, wanting to learn about the outdoors or arrowheads, and they don't need to see this stuff in the comments. I'm sure they see a lot worse all the time on the internet, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, I don't do these videos. I don't need likes or anything. I don't care if you like them or subscribe or anything. I'm not trying to make any money or be famous. I'm just sharing some of my experiences with people that might enjoy them. That's all I care about. Anyway, this point, as I thought, is heat-treated Indian Creek. You can see those black specks on it. That's some kind of mineralization from the soil. Some soil, especially the older points, you get a lot of that. Sometimes they come out just clean as a whistle, even if they're a 8 or 10,000 year old point. Just depends on the soil. This is an early piece. I think it might be a Kirk stem. It's not ground on the base and it's serrated, but it is not a hafted scraper, or colloquially known as a blunt, where they would have rounded the end off and used it as an end scraper to scrape hides or wood or something. A lot of people call them blunts because they thought they used them to stun the animals, just like you would use a blunt on an arrow. And I'm sure sometimes they did, but most of the time the blunts were just simply points that were broken and made into a hafted scraper. But this is not. This is an impact fracture. I don't know if you can see that, but basically the tip of this point has impacted something and it has broken it and sent a shock wave down the chert. It's kind of like the reverse of a flute on a paleo point. So it's the same kind of thing, except it's going the opposite direction. The tip is broken off, and the force of that impact has taken a flake up the point this direction towards the base. And you can kind of see, if you hold it right, that's how you tell an impact fracture. You can kind of see the shock wave going up the point. I don't know if my camera's capturing that or not. But anyway, just a real neat little point for just driving by and stepping out of the truck and seeing it laying there. But it's always a thrill when you find something, even if it's broken like this. To touch something that hadn't been touched in thousands of years is kind of the mystique that draws everybody to collecting artifacts. And then when you have a diagnostic type, you know the chert type, it just adds another dimension to it when you learn about it and kind of understand what was going on a little bit back then. All right, hopefully tomorrow I'll have a lot more good videos to show you. It's Saturday, December 18th, I believe is the date, 2021. Anyway, here's looks like maybe a late archaic stemmed base sticking out of heat treated fossiliferous chert. So let's see what we got. Huh. It's a blunt hafted scraper. That was the blunted off end that was sticking up instead of the base. I thought it was a lancelet, but it's not. It's a stem piece with a hafted scraper on the end of it. That it is a whole piece, so that's cool. Saturday, December 18th, and we're walking a sandy plowed field, and there's a little terminal late archaic side here, and Jacob has just found a Buck Creek barbed. Usually they're broken. Usually there's one barb gone or the tip's gone or something, but clearly that barb is there and most of the base is there, so we'll hope that it's all there as Jacob pulls it out of the ground. And one barb is gone, as is usually the case. That's why Buck Creeks are so frustrating. 90% of the time, one barb's gone. They're beautiful points, but it's hard to find them whole. Okay, Jacob has found another one in this sandy field. I don't know how he saw it. He was on that side of the clod, and the point's on this side. Looks like it's some type of an Adena or a terminal archaic point. It's got a long stem. Again, don't know if it's whole. This is Wyandotte chert. And we'll let Jacob pick it up and see what he's got. How's it look, Jake? Looks like it's pretty well there. Looks like it's been dinged just on that one side a little bit. They might have reworked the edge. We'll have to clean it up and see, but that's what it is, either a terminal archaic or early woodland stem piece out of Wyandotte chert. This is Wyandotte chert. Looks like maybe just a nicked up little point. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll find out. Yep. Really thin little piece with a little bit of a nick out of the side. Not sure on the point type. It's real thin like a Jack's Reef or raccoon notch, but that's not what it is. I think it's something older than that, but not sure what it is. Yeah, I think I have something. I was walking and I thought it was a leaf, and like an idiot I hit it with my metal stick made out of a golf club. Fortunately I didn't break it, but maybe broken. It may not be anything, but just by the looks of it, it looks like some kind of heat treated, maybe Jeffersonville chert, or maybe fossiliferous, or maybe Indian Creek. I don't know until I pulled it out of the ground, and it sure looks like maybe a big point. Probably late archaic, just given the site we're on is about 90% late archaic, but let's see what we got. It's a nice little point. I think it is a late archaic, but it's like a late archaic side notch. I know it looks early archaic probably in the video just by the shape of it, but I don't think it is. It could be a middle archaic side notch too. I'll have to clean it up and see what I got in a little bit. Wasn't expecting that. Nice point.